Team Fortress 2 is a game released by Valve with the orange box in 2007, and was converted to a free-to-play game in June of 2011, and it's widely regarded as being the game to introduce Western audiences to loot boxes, and more importantly, the hat economy. It was pretty popular for a very long time, but in recent years has lost a lot of steam. Get it? Due to Valve not really wanting to update the game anymore, as the last Valve content that was added to the game was an update in 2017. However, the real core issue is instead a massive botting problem the game currently suffers from. The bots started invading the game in mid-2020. Some forum posts I've found imply it was happening as early as very late 2019, but that's up in the air. And their purpose is to make playing the game miserable for every human being in that server.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Abusive and sometimes vulgar text chat, spammy voice comms, one-hit sniper headshot bots, vote kick spam in an attempt to trick players into vote kicking the wrong person. On a surface level, they seem to just be annoying at least and harassing at best, but the bots also have a way to exploit Valve's matchmaking service, allowing them to directly join specific games. So if you do manage to kick an actual bot, it will either instantly rejoin, or it will just have one of its friends reconnect and continue the abuse, turning these bots from a source of irritation to downright harassment and abuse. Valve have, for the most part, continually ignored TF2 for the better part of these last few years, with the game barely on life support and having, last I heard, only 2 to 3 people assigned to work on it in total. That small team is who has been providing the content updates that go with the seasons the last few years. And it's a perfect example of how the game is seemingly ignored by Valve, leaving many to just stop playing the game because the bot problem was too much, and Valve having no desire or intention to fix any of it and content to just skim money off the top of its dwindling player base until the well dried up. Well, that is, until a new hashtag started gaining attention. Hashtag FixTF2 was a huge community effort to try to bring awareness to the situation by a wider audience, since the TF2 community was well aware of the issues and being completely ignored. Discussions were had in places like Discord servers, Reddit, Twitter, etc. Larger YouTubers started to cover the situation, offer their 2 cents on the problem, or trying to fix it, or simply just spreading awareness for the situation. At one point, it even hit the news cycle of some gaming publications, which of course is a huge source of negative press for Valve. This finally came to a head in May of 2022 when Valve finally did the unthinkable, and they announced that they were not abandoning TF2. Okay. And to most people, this was nothing more than just lip service. After all, Valve abandoned them in their game for literal years and it was just put out to pasture. And only when the community made so much noise that it was starting to become both a meme and just gamer pop culture knowledge that TF2 was broken and Valve was allowing rampant botting on it, did they decide to break their radio silence on the game and give what feels like a bare minimum required press release on the issue, and that they would be attempting to fix it. After this, some people in the community finally started to lose hope. Some people I personally know who had continued to play the game taking this point to finally quit, saying that they just couldn't take it anymore. Was Valve actually serious? Were they really going to fix this 16-year-old game? Turns out, yeah, they were serious. On June 21st, Valve released an update to TF2 to a lot of shock and surprise. And within it wasn't just a new seasonal item rotation or a new community map, because they kind of forgot to turn off Christmas. It's June of 2022 and you're still getting Christmas drops. No, there were fixes. Changes. Actual bug fixes. Actual new anti-botting and anti-exploit changes. Now, to pull in the hype a little bit, the list is pretty short, all things considered. It's not a huge patch, and I don't think it's meant to be. It looks like Valve talked internally about some short-term changes they could implement to at least curb the problem for a bit, and buy themselves some time and the community some relief. They implemented those and had some time to clear out quite a few other miscellaneous bugs in this update, so hey, who's complaining? Now, there's quite a few big anti-bot and anti-cheating takeaways that I want to summarize from the patch notes. Fix an exploit related to clearing the in-game chat. Fixed an exploit that allowed players to use SV cheats on secured servers. Fixed an exploit that allowed players to fast teleport back to their own spawn. Fixed a huntsman exploit where players could negate the speed debuff from charging. Fixed a spy exploit that let spy create an invisible shield at their feet. Fixed the apps app so it doesn't spam noise anymore. We fixed being able to change names in the middle of a game. Thank God. Servers can now send disconnect reasons to clients again. Both teams can have vote kicks running at the same time, which is awesome. You can also have a global vote running at the same time as a kick vote, which is also awesome. They also said that they updated the vote system. Whatever that means. Some of these are absolutely massive and will definitely be going a long way towards giving control of the game back to the players instead of the bots. However, the real update was actually a second update that landed very shortly after this one, with Valve being oddly quiet about what they changed in it. However, one thing was immediately clear. It was directly targeting the bots. One of the types of bots, called Cathook, started crashing after this last update, and me playing today, I noticed that bots were having a lot harder time inviting in other bots in after being kicked. The kick ban seemed to actually be working well. I even saw a bot get kicked for circumventing VAC and one for not actually even owning the game, which is kind of funny when you consider it's free to play. Somebody didn't even bother to get the ticket for the game, so that's kind of fun. But hey, it shows that this update is working. And the best part is that TF2 is fun to play again. I've been playing it for the most part of today, and I've been getting some strong flashbacks to when I was in high school and playing this game nearly every day with my friends. #FixTF2 definitely worked. And I highly encourage everyone who stopped playing it due to the bots to give it a go again. It's still a problem for sure, but it's much less of one and is a much more enjoyable experience as a whole. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go back to the game and practice my sniper a little bit because, boy howdy, am I out of practice, and I am bad.